Did you just see this fucking movie? Anybody could fucking do that. Maybe you don't get Johnny Depp, but anybody could fucking make this movie and shit like that. The question is, do you really want it? How badly do you want it? Apparently I want it to very badly. What is your fucking thing? What's the thing that you desperately want to fucking share? Who do you surround yourself with to make that fucking move forward? Never surround yourself with people that are like discordant. And that doesn't mean that people can't bring something to the table and be like, I think you should do it this way. Suggestions are always helpful. Opinions are always helpful and stuff like that. But just don't be around the people who are like, why would you do this? Don't do this. You're gonna fail and shit. Don't skate, get off. Take those skates off. Sit the fuck down. Let better people skate and shit. If I'd listened and let better people skate throughout my entire career, I wouldn't be here today. But I've been doing this for 22 years. So for me, I'm like, I got no choice. Like, what's my alternative? Either not make it and carry that shit like a cancer for the rest of my life, knowing I could have but didn't because I was scared, or just fucking do it. And these are first world problems, believe me, I understand. It's not like I'm in the field or something like that, look, risking my life. But at the end of the day, my whole life is about facing fear. I've been scared of things my whole life. I'm a real fear-based individual, weak-willed as fuck, man. Don't have a true spine. I'm the person that says shit like, I love this. Isn't this fucking amazing? I fucking love this. And the rest of the world is like, that blows. That fucking sucks. And I'm like, you're right. Let's shoot it right now. Like, I don't stand up for fucking shit that I believe in. That's why I gravitate toward people that do, strong individuals who know who the fuck they are. Walter Flanagan, the guy who's on Comic Book Man, that's a dude who taught me to be who I am today. He was the first guy I ever met, older than me, he's a few years older, he's 21 at the time. Loved comic books and talked about it openly. In the late 80s, you didn't do that. Like fucking that was for kids, and adults that read comics were creepy and shit like that. And I remember, bless you, I remember talking to him like, I worked with him almost for a full year at the rec center in Highlands, Recreation Center. Dude never spoke to me. He was just not a chatty guy. And I asked my boss one day, I was like, how do I talk to Walter? How do I break through? 8 months, motherfucker don't talk to me and shit. He goes, he likes comic books. I was like, really? I mean, he's like 21, he's metal, he wears a denim jacket with album covers painted on the back, he's got a fucking mullet and shit like that. He likes comics? He goes, yeah, you just described a comic book fan right there. So the next time I was sitting there talking to Walter, we were playing foosball with some 5-year-olds and shit. Not against him, that'd be fucked up. We each had one, that sounds even worse. They were playing offense on our separate teams, we were playing defense. And when you play foosball with fucking kids, you got a lot of time to talk, man, because those kids can barely see over the table and all they want to do is flip the paddles and shit. So I was like, hey Walt, man, I hear you like comics. And he goes, yeah, and that was it. So I was like, if I wanted this to keep going, I gotta keep the conversation going myself. I was like, well, I used to read comics. Right before I went to high school. I stopped reading them when I went to high school because I wanted to get laid. And Walter looked up so fucking sharply, he could have cut a dime, and he was like, what the fuck does that mean? And I was like, oh, well, most people think that comics are for kids. He goes, what people fucking think that? And I was like, not me, others. And he reached into his pocket and pulled out a copy of The Dark Knight Returns, trade paperback. He goes, read this, come back tomorrow. And he goes, tell me if this is for kids. And I was just blown away that he had a copy in his back fucking pocket, man. Like he carries it around, going, ignorance, read this. So I took it home and I read it, and one of the greatest pieces of American literature ever produced, just happens to have Batman in it as well. So I came back the next day, I was like, are you shitting me? I was like, this is where comic books are now? I haven't read comic books in fucking 4 years, man, but this is where comic books are right now? I want to read comics, I'm fucking in, dude, this is amazing. He goes, yes, this is comic books. The next time somebody tells you comics are for kids, you show them this image of Batman breaking some fucker's spine, that's not for children, that's metal. Right then and there, I was like, I want to be that guy, man. He knows who the fuck he is and what he loves. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a shit that people were like, ew, you read comic books like a child? He's like, fuck you, who's the smart one? I read Watchmen. Did you? He's like, I'm better, you're not. Fucking, he would fucking turned it into very simple logic, reverse it. So someone like him taught me to be more of myself. Jason Mewes, definitely. He's the person that knows who he is and what he likes and shit. I hang out with people that rub off on me so I could be that person, so that every day I wake up, I don't make the fearful choice. I don't sit there and go like, I wanna, but I shouldn't do it because I might fail and shit. I'll tell you what, man, like I'm the king of failure. 22 years, man, I've been failing all across my fucking career. Whether someone wants to admit it or not, I've fucking failed a lot. And I'm the guy in the God seat. I've seen it all, the entire fucking career, from the moment it began till this moment right now and stuff. I've failed a bunch, but there ain't no fucking failure. This is gonna sound like a cat poster, but failure is just success training. That's it. You fail, you won't fucking fail again. Guess what? Next time I make a movie about Bratzies, it'll be better. It's like, that's how one learns, by doing, but I don't learn if I sit there and go like, I wanted to do it, but I'm not gonna do it because I'm scared. So instead, I just head toward it now that I'm afraid of things. I'm like, all right, just fucking do it. Because you know what'll happen? You know what the worst fucking thing that'll happen if I make a movie people don't like is? Somebody said they don't like it, and then I'll go make another one, like 6 months later. Like, it never fucking ends. I've been waiting for 22 years to be punished. Every time somebody writes something bad, or like, he sucks, why is he still able to do this, or whatever. And I keep waiting for somebody to be like, there's the door, get the fuck out. But each and every time, man, it's easier and easier. Here, this is really fucking either exciting, inspiring, or depressing, depending on where you sit. I've been trying to get Clerks 3 made for 3 years now. It is nearly impossible to get financing for Clerks 3. But I got fucking financing like that for Tusk, and like that for fucking Yoga Hosers. And granted, we had Johnny Depp in the second one, but we didn't have him in the first one when we cast that movie and made that deal. At the end of the day, how I got money for those things is because there are people out there that want to invest in movies that they haven't seen before. So they've seen Clerks, and they've seen a sequel to Clerks, Clerks 2, so they know what that looks like. But there are people like, I had never seen a fucking walrus movie before. I had never seen a girls battling Bratzies before, and they fucking shell out for it. So that might depress some people going, ew, they'll pay for shit like this. But that makes me excited because, yeah, I would love to make Clerks 3 as when I want to on my schedule and shit. But if it's not in the cards because people are like, we've seen that, let's see the new thing, and they're willing to shell out for that, I'm not gonna sit there and just be like, well, I shouldn't do this, I should fucking wait for Clerks 3 money. I've lived long enough in this business to know anytime anyone wants to finance something, go. Like, the only regret you ever have is saying, nah, I'll figure it out later, I'll work on it later and stuff. If somebody's goodly enough to be like, I'll pay for your art, just be like, yes, thank you very much and shit. Do your best to get them their money back, but be yourself at the same time. Because that's the only reason I got money for this shit. It wasn't because they were like, we're gonna get rich. They knew that this was not a movie they were gonna get rich off of, but they knew they'd make their money back, and more importantly, at the end of the day, they got a movie with their name on it. We're like, do you see this fucking shit? Yeah. I made the Walrus movie and shit like that. And so for me, at the end of the day, I feel like I'd rather live a life where at the end of it, you know, as my fucking brain synapses fire their last, I say shit like, instead of saying shit like, why didn't I make the Walrus movie and die? I say shit like, can't believe we made the fucking Walrus movie and then die. Good? Thank you so much. Absolutely, shake away. Thank you. Go get them. How are you, sir?
Hey, buddy. First of all, I'm a wannabe